It's raining again. I think you can see where my tent was. It stayed nice and dry last night. Hey, good morning and welcome to day 8 of the Namparang trail. Yesterday I quite enjoyed it actually. 2/3 of it was on roads, but it was beautiful scenery and I was actually quite enjoying it. And then went through a town, had lovely lunch, and finally got some beautiful trails. It was just lovely to be back in the trees. Then back out onto the road again, and about when I was searching for a campsite, I went up and had a look, and then it started raining, so I stopped being fussy and just a clear patch. It was on a slight angle, but it wasn't too bad. So it rained on and off for, well, until I went to sleep. But this morning, looks like it's misty, but the sun seems to be burning it off. And it stayed nice and warm last night. It only dropped down to 14, so it was quite balmy. It's 16 now, so if it wasn't for the wind, the jacket would be off. Today I finish off the rest of course 83. I've got another 8 kilometres to go. I head back to the coast now through the farmland and then up the coast to a town at the top, and that's the switch over to course 82. And I might just, they have a convenience store, so I need to stock up on some chocolate bars and a few other things that that little supermarket didn't have. And then I start heading down the other side, and it looks like it's all on roads, but it should be pretty scenery again. The weather today is meant to be overcast but no rain, but the rain is meant to be Monday is now Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. So I'll probably be in my tent tonight, but the following night I'm going to try and get a motel. Because I'm due a rest day on new trails. I like to have a rest day sort of sometime between day 5 and 7 just to end it off, but just not really any motels around this part of the country. So when I get down to almost opposite where I came up, that's where I think I'll find a motel and have a full day off, or if I get there really early, have a partial day off. But today, as long as this wind comes down, it should be a nice day. And my tent, pretty happy, had its first test in the rain and it did really well considering how rushed it was putting it up. Completely dry and no condensation, nothing dripped onto me, no leaks, so that's good news. And body update, no niggles, shin's a little tight but not sore. We'll see how it goes after a day of road walking, but so far feeling pretty good. Breakfast today is a nut bar. This one's got some chocolate under the bottom and roasted squid. I had a little bit and it actually tastes quite nice. Out onto the main road, I've got a nice wide cycle lane to walk on. Not that the road's been busy. It's one of the points for this area, the Hachang habitat for migratory birds, because we'll be going along the ocean across the bike path. We're on a shared bike footpath, goes all the way around the coast, and you can see some really hazy buildings in the distance and up above there as well. That is the changeover of the course, so 7k away. It's the wrong time of year for many of the birds, unfortunately. It's nice, maybe sealed, but we're off the road. There's been quite a few people exercising, both cycling, running. No walkers yet. It's actually a decent temperature. Jacket is off for the first time, and big walking group ahead. It's a Saturday, which is why there's so many people. It's funny how hazy it is. I wonder if the sun will burn it off. Some different birds. Can't get very clear with the video, only zooms to 12 times, whereas my camera zooms out to 30 times. Here's my new snack, sausage, and look at the ingredients. It's fish and pork. Interesting combination. So I've got to figure out how the easiest way to open it and then see what it's like. It's interesting. Very hard to describe. There is a slight fishy taste and a slight sausagey, but it's not the texture of a sausage. It's just sort of smooth mush. Interesting. It's actually got good nutrition for what I need. It's got lower salt than I expected. It's got some decent protein, fat, carbs, so yeah, not a bad snack if I can get over the unusualness. Would have been a nice place to sleep. Panorama. It's pretty with all these reeds. Hard to get a scale for how big these birds are when they're in the ocean, but when they're in the fields they are actually pretty big. So this isn't a town, it looks like a city with all the big buildings, so I probably could find a motel here and been day 6, day 7, I've forgotten already. But anyway, it would be possible, but I don't want to waste a nice day when I know there's rain coming up. So I'll push a little bit extra and then spend a full rainy day inside in comfort, in the warmth, and dry everything out. Because tomorrow I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting wet. He's just been checking his fishing pots, fishing nets, not sure which, heading back to shore. Oh, it's getting hot. Got my sleeves up. Woohoo! It's walking up here, but we're about to come through. You can see the people with the umbrella, and then all the way back, and then we're going around up until the thing is second or third bridge. Shows how tall those reeds are. Those people are just about buried. Here's a turnaround point, but on the up there it's a giant vase, urn, piece of pottery. I'm not sure what you would call it, but it's big. I am at the turnaround point. Oh, we got a little map. Alright, so I'm here. And basically this walkway goes all the way around up that way. Woohoo! Right? Woohoo! This is cool. These signs are all talking about protect and respect nature, and that this is Gangan Sea to not Gangham, Ganjin. And yeah, both respect it. It's funny walking along here, there's actually a bit of noise and sort of clacking. I can see holes, so I'm assuming it's crabs that are in here. You have to do the translation on the difference between those two signs. I think slipping and falling. I was right. Don't be careful of slipping over and don't fall off the bridge. By the warning, it's actually quite slippery. I think the salt residue's built up or something. And oh look, we've even got a bird posing. Just in there. Beautiful. Got disinfectant mats because they were concerned about avian flu. So this is Gungeon Bay Eco Park. Not sure if I'm meant to be on the cycleway or on the walkways in there. There was a note that said at the Eco Park to keep on the cycle path, but there's been no trail markers either way apart from that one I just saw, so I'll be safe and stick on here. Ducks in here. Cute little whistles. ship as an information centre. That's pretty cool. It's a story of Namparang village. A little bit about the park. How many different species of everything. That's the area. Oh, for some reason it's about the colour and the decorations that they're doing in here. Everything's under construction still. And different things that are here. Oh, I'll get the name of Wapaswam. Might be spoonbills I'm seeing, but I don't see a spoonbill on them. Ooh, a leopard cat. Eastern curlew. Crabs, cool. And it looks like with these disinfectant mats, and there's just people all over the place on these trails, so I'm assuming the trail notes haven't been updated, and I haven't seen any of my markers along the bike park, so I'm going back out onto the footpath because it looks interesting. All sorts of signs coming up through there. So whoop, disinfecting and back on. Oh, I'd like to see those, never seen them before. Crab, spoonbill. I think the spoonbills must be what I've been seeing. Clams. What else? Eastern curlew. Haven't seen one of them yet. Otter. Oh, that would be cool to see. Mind you, this time of year, I'm not sure how much of this is here, whether it's too cold for them. Oh! Trail marker. That's the first trail marker I have seen since that other sign, so good decision, come back on here. Yeah, it's the first one I've seen, so maybe we were meant to go up there, look at the information and come back down. Anyway, I'm back on trail. Yeah, cool statue. Right, continuing around, following that way. Oh yeah, I see a marker. Woohoo! I just came up here to see the statue. It's a bridge. I just went up a little bit to see the fish statue, and look over there, there's two giant geese. They are big. See how noisy it is in there. Whee! This way! Oh, there's another giant goose in there. That's quite a cool bridge. Look at the goose. There's the goose. This sign is very poetical. It's basically the merging of the Tanjin River and the Gunjin Bay, and the mountains and the farmlands merging with the wetlands, and how that's the same as people merging together. Right. There's a goose and a pretty cool bridge and a more functional bridge, which is the direction I'm heading. We're meant to go under this bridge and then under another one, and the third bridge is where we go over. And second bridge going under. Get a choice of which height road you want, 3 meters or 4.9. This is where we cross the river, and I saw a sign on the far side that looked like a course change sign. However, I'm going to go off trail, head into town, find a convenience store because I need to do a resup. I've only got enough food for today, possibly get a coffee, and I need to refill my water. So I am off trail. Unfortunately, it's 1.1 kilometres to get into where there's any shops, and then the same back, but I have to get water because there is nothing on the way. So I think it's nothing for about 12 kilometres is the first place I can see that could possibly be water. So yeah, I need to get it now. Hey! These are the neat people I met at the 7-Eleven. They were off for a big bike ride, so. Oh, full resupply. Went to a 7-Eleven convenience store. Just as I arrived, a big group of cyclists arrived as well. One spoke English, so actually able to speak a little easier than I have been recently. Did a full resup, loaded up with water, loaded up with food, got some snacks, stocked up on my Snickers, had a chocolate milk, and yeah, feeling ready to go. Now heading back, all the way back to the trail. Back on trail. Here we go, that is the end of section course 83. The website had it at 18k in 6 hours 30, so a little different. So I am at the bridge and now heading down. The next course, course 82, is 14.7 kilometres. Estimated time 5 hours, and the grade is easy. And as far as I can see, it's roads all the way. But we're now heading back down the, I'm not sure if it's a sound or a harbour or an inlet, but anyway, heading back down the opposite side. The spider tried to hitch a ride. Must have been dangling down from one of those trees, walking along, and all of a sudden there was a spider dangling right in front of my nose. Hitchhiker's rude. Dropping down under the bridge and back to the boardwalks, which is nice. Vehicle parked up under the roof, playing a big loud drum. I can see why he's in the middle of nowhere like this. That guy has a look of a hiker. He's doing day hikes, but he is also doing the trail in sections. It's funny, we sort of walked just past each other and stopped and turned around and looked and sort of recognised hikers as opposed to just the day walkers. Right, there is a big goose here. There's a massive diamond ring there, which I guess is a good place to propose. And there's two more giant geese. It's lovely being off-roads while it is still very hard on my feet, being concrete. It's very nice not being around the roads for a change, just something different. Get to see all the birds. It is hot. There is zero wind at the moment and the sun is full out. So last time I checked, the temperature is up to 24 degrees. And yet most people are still in jackets. That's my first snake. I wasn't expecting to be seeing a snake. I got about 2 metres to it and then its head moved and I went, whoa, that's a snake. Yeah, it's beautiful. Look at that. It's probably about 80 centimetres long and disappearing. Hey! Alright, snake number 1. It's funny, I've seen a snake quicker here in Korea on day 7 than I did on Australia, which took me till about day 20. Colours of a bee, but I think it's a fly. I think that's a salamander poking out of its hole. Nope, it's a crab. I zoomed in with a photo. Those are crabs are all along there. There's heaps of them. Decent size too. Still on. See them all long, straight. I have a thing, I don't mind roads and that, but I just have an issue with straight. I love the going around a corner and seeing what's around the next corner. You can see the glittering in the sunlight, the trail from these snails. They are tiny. Oh, we've turned a corner. That's it for the path. We'll now head around on a quiet road. The main road is inland over there, so this one should be quite quiet. And this looks like a nice bit of shade for some lunch. Break for lunch and I'm finished with the seawall walkway. Now, turning, yep, I see an arrow there. Turning on this quiet little road and continuing to go down the coast. I'm at 13 kilometres trial miles, but in reality 15 and a bit because of my detour into town for a resupply. And when I say trail miles, I actually mean trail kilometres. We're off the sea, woo! Gravel road, beautiful. Can even call it a dirt trail if I stay on this side of the road. Track is probably a better description than road. I think that's the biggest hill I've had all day. It's been a very flat day. It's lovely in the bamboo, I think it is. Yeah, bamboo. Bit of shade from the sun, but I can still look out and see the view. There's a big solar farm in here. It's bigger than I thought because it keeps going. There's another section and another section. Yes, and that used to be to lift the gates, let the water through. An idea of how big that solar farm is. Today's been good, a lot of variety. Some roads, some bike paths, some footpaths, some boardwalk, gravel roads. It's been good. And back to a concrete road. I see the bars are all painted again going around the coast. Manbun Mau 1.55. Still not sure what it is. The wind has picked up, unfortunately. Still not cold, but it's just annoying. Makes it pretty along here. A lot of work painting them. I'm even with where I started the day. So I started the day just at the base of that hill over there. Right, we're leaving the sea and back onto little country roads. Leaving the little town. I've been winding through a couple of little towns and now heading back out to the seawall. And back up on the seawalls. And time to leave the seawall. So this marking means the blue, it means go that way, which means go up that road there. This haylage looks like lollies wrapped up like that. Hello kills, hello calves. We've been moving away from the coast because there is a bridge that we have to cross, which I think is somewhere over there. So that's why we're going away from the ocean. So that old lady has a mobility scooter to get herself round, but she sits in the field, pulls herself along and does the weeding. Older people in this country are amazing, just how fit and active they still are. Gungeon is where I went off trail for a resupply. Maryoung is where I hope to be tomorrow night and then have a rest day. So this is the bridge why we had to come inland. It's not much of a river, but I imagine it could be in the rainy season. This footpath doesn't look like it's used very often, but I see a blue arrow on the light post. This is quite a busy road, but there's a nice wide verge for me to be on, and I don't think we're on it for long. The Gaudo Suspension Bridge, Udo, is the course changeover from 82 to 81, but I am going to try and find a campsite before then. Unfortunately, I've got another 600 metres on this road, so I'm actually going to cross over because I'm on the wrong side. I've crossed back over, the verge is bigger this side and it's a blind corner, so better to be on the outside where the cars can at least see me. Oh, we're leaving the road. Oh, that's a whole lot of stairs for the end of the day. Oh, gorgeous views. That's pretty. And that is on trail and it's off-road. That looks steep. Those steps are quite tall, so big step ups to my little legs. Right, we're in this beautiful patch of forest for 800 metres, and I really need to find a campsite in here because there doesn't look to be much else further on. And well, trail wise I'm at 22k, in reality I'm at 24 because I did the 2k in and out back to the resupply in Ganjin. So, keep my eye out. There is a saddle further along, which is where I'm hoping to find a spot. Not a bad view from that seat. It's a nice trail. Doesn't seem to be very well trafficked, at least judging by the state of the stairs. Pretty with all the flowers. It's pretty steep off both sides, so no camping spots yet. I've seen 2 spots, but they were right on the right beside the trail. So I'll keep going, look a little bit further. If I don't find anything, then I can go back to one of those spots. At the viewpoint, there's that thing that I thought was a hot hot air balloon from the far side, but it's not. Apparently it's a big urn. Possibly in there. Let's go and have a look. So from the trail you can still see the tent, but not a lot, and you've sort of got to be noticing if people are chatting or tired, and I don't think there's going to be many people from this time of the day. So my little tent all set up, once again squeezed in. Every night's been squeezed in somewhere. That's why I had a small tent. But yeah, nice views out that way. All very well lit up, all pretty lights down there. That's looking down at the island. There was a little suspension bridge there, and the big pot doesn't seem to be lit up